welcome to ZooTampa. Alright, let's see. There are some monkeys in this first habitat. They're just a little bit good at hiding. They're pretty small. I do see a couple all the way toward the very back. So we're going to just cruise through some behind the scenes area here before we get on the main path. So we are now behind the Africa section of the zoo. So a lot goes on back here. We do have a couple dumpsters on the left. One is full of all the browse plants. So all these plants you see laying there or in the dumpsters are extra food and enrichment for the animals. So we actually get that from trimmings around the zoo and the surrounding areas. The city donates some to us as well. We also have the fecal dumpsters, so very important. We can donate all of the fecal matter to local organic farms and co-ops for them to use as fertilizer. So we work really closely with all of the community surrounding us here, forming those positive relationships and reducing our ecological footprint. As we come around the corner, we're going to be traveling through the Ituri rainforest, which is in Central Africa, home to the okapi, or the forest giraffe. The okapi is the only known relative of the giraffe, the only other member of the Giraffidae family. So our female is in this first habitat, and she's going to be on the left-hand side, but she's up toward the front right part of the habitat. So she has a very interesting look about her. She has some zebra striping, which really just helps as camouflage in the dense forest. So as I said, she is the closest relative to the giraffe. So if you look at that skull structure and that head, you'll notice they look a lot like it. And that super long tongue she's showing off, just like a giraffe, about a foot long there. They use that to forage with in the jungle. So it's prehensile or finger-like, so they can actually reach up and grab different things. But because they live in the dense jungle habitat, they do not have to have a neck as long as the giraffe, although they do have a common ancestor. Next up is the African painted dogs. So over on our left-hand side, you'll see a few in the middle. There's also one in the tunnel there on the left. These are 7 puppies, and the father, he's somewhere the alpha male. So they do get their name for their painted coloration. And we do refer to them as dogs, as they are related to other canines, so things like wolves and coyotes. They look a little like hyenas, just the coloration, but they are very different genetically. Their neighbor is the southern white rhino, so we have our back holding area over here on the left with mom and baby inside today. So you can see our little one in there with mom, although he's not so little anymore. He's already just over 1,000 pounds. So Amare, he is the newest member of the crash here. A crash is just the word for a group of rhinos. So he turned a year old on September 12th, so they gain around 100 pounds every month for that first year. So that's why we can roughly say he is over 1,000 pounds now. The rest of the crash will be up ahead, so you guys will get to see our females and our male, as well as some grevy zebras. The grevies are the largest zebra species. They're also grazers. They live in harmony with our rhinos here in this habitat. All of them just graze on coastal hay all day long. So the rhinos we have, there's 3 in the middle, those are females, and then Angaba is the male. He's the one that's a little bit toward the back there. So he's around 4,500 pounds. In some cases, these rhinos can get up to 6,000 pounds in the largest cases. But for the most part, 4,000 to 5,000 pounds is average. There's several different mud wallows forming in this habitat as well, so the rhinos do love to roll around in the mud. However, they are not fans of water. So unlike the rhinos, we have some elephants up ahead who are big fans of water. So on the right here, you'll see our females first. So we have 2 juveniles in this first habitat on the right, as well as some adult females. The one that's closest to us is Mavi, our 6-year-old. Our other juveniles kind of hidden behind the adults there. But that is our female herd, who lives together their whole entire life. So in the wild, the females will live together like this herd setting as well, whereas the males live a more solitary lifestyle. So you'll notice Stuba, our male, is up ahead on the left, and he is by himself today. So they do live that bachelor lifestyle, unless it is that time to be. So he's our 10,000 pound male right here on the left side. He's a pretty big guy, getting a nice flicking some water and mud on himself to cool himself off there. So his tusks are really short. We actually don't do any maintenance to their tusks, so he just prefers his to be short. So we'll actually file those down on different things in his environment. So that mud not only cools them off, it also acts as a sunscreen and bug repellent. So although they do have really thick skin, Their skin is still very sensitive to the sun, just like us. The building on the left is the elephant night house, so really important for us. It is the elephant's bedroom. It has air conditioning and heated floors. It's a place for all their veterinary visits, as they are just a tad too big to fit inside the hospital. And it is a hurricane shelter, so really important. Off in the distance on the left, you'll see one of our giraffes. That's our Maasai giraffe. He's our third subspecies. The other two are on the habitat there, so you can check the other two out from the main walking pathway through Africa. So all three are a different subspecies, and they are all males. This is the giraffe barn back here on the left, so this is kind of like their bedroom as well. So they'll come back here and get some extra treats and enrichment. On the right is the veterinary hospital, that first yellow building there. So all the animals go there for their veterinary needs, aside from the elephants, the giraffes, and the rhinos. So the vet is going to go to those habitats in that case, as they are just a little bit too big. Alright, on the left side we have a mixed species yard here. There's some large birds throughout called marabou storks. Also some Lola Nyala, these really pretty orange antelopes there throughout this habitat as well. They look a little bit like deer. They are related to other antelope species such as kudu and bongos. They're large, you can see the male toward the back with the horns there, so that's actually, they look a little bit different from the females. Also there's a very small antelope toward the very front, a darker brown, and another Nyala female right there. Two blackbirds as well in this habitat called southern ground hornbills. So one of them has something in his mouth, as they do tend to run around on the ground and catch things like rodents and bugs. Lastly are the Aldabra tortoises. These are the second largest species on the planet. We have two females and a male. So Al is our male there. He's about 430 pounds. Whereas the females are only about half the size. That's pretty typical. Females kind of cap off in this species around 150 or 200 pounds. So that was an African species. And lastly are the Galapagos tortoises. Winston is our male in the pool there. He's 500 pounds. They are the largest species on the planet, and this is a South American species native to the Galapagos Islands off the coast of Ecuador. So again, if you guys check out the walking pathway through Africa, you'll get to see all of these same animals a little more up